In this lesson, I'm going over the most common technical trail features in mountain biking, what they look like, what they are, so you can understand them before you hit the trails. Let's get right into it. Berm. A berm is just a nice mountain bike term for bank turn, and it comes in all shapes and styles, from long and mellow for beginner riders to something more like this that's steep and aggressive and tight for an advanced rider. So the thing about berms is they help you carry their speed. That's their main purpose. Add speed and flow to the trail that you're on. Rollers. One of the really great things about rollers is that you can find it in every level of trail, from a green circle all the way up to a double black. The reason rollers are so popular is because they add a lot of life to a trail that would otherwise have nothing to it. You take dead zones of a flat trail and you put in rollers, and all of a sudden you have stuff you can pump, you can carry your speed, you can add flow. These piles of dirt you can ride up and down, and it makes everything way more fun. Routes. Routes are pretty self-explanatory. They are nature's speed bumps. As you're going through the trails on your bike, you will find them all over the place. So as we get deeper into the course, I'm going to teach you how to ride them and some techniques that you'll find really helpful. Rock garden. A rock garden is essentially just a maze of rocks that challenges the rider to pick the smoothest and quickest line down the hill. Take this one for example. Features like this are very common in downhill race courses. Sometimes you'll come across a combination of features, like right here, we have roots and we have a rock face all in one place. Wood stunts. Wooden features are really common on trails these days. You find them in all different forms, shapes, and sizes, depending on the skill level and the type of style that you have in mind. For example, right behind me here is a classic ladder bridge. You also have skinny bridges, log rides, A-frame bridges, and that's just scratching the surface of what's actually out there. One of the main reasons that wood stunts are so popular is because it's a really great way to challenge your balance. Rock roll. A rock roll is a steep yet rideable rock face, just like what we see right here. It requires two main skill sets to ride well. You need to be able to shift your weight back and control your brakes all the way through. S-turn. I love S-turns because what they are is two berms that are quickly changing direction. So for example here, I'm going from the right into the left. This sort of feature is most commonly found on green and blue trails because it adds a lot of flow to something that otherwise wouldn't have a lot of features, yet it's still fairly easy to ride and learn. Wall rides. Wall rides are one of the most interesting features in mountain biking that you'll find on the trail just because they're so in your face. Imagine you're coming down this trail up here and all of a sudden you're staring at this big wall. It can be pretty intimidating, and the thing about it is it's actually quite easy. You just have to commit and let yourself stick onto it. The speed that you carry will carry you onto the wall, no problem. Now they're essentially just a progression from the berm because they go from a bank into a vertical surface. Drops. When you come up to a drop on a trail, sometimes you have no idea what you're getting yourself into because a drop is literally just the trail fading away on you. Sometimes it'll be an obvious built-up feature like this, but in this case, I still don't know what's on the other side until I get right up to the edge. The gap can be different, the height can be different, and no matter what type of rider you are or what skill level you're at, every single trail has a different type of drop on it. Tabletop jumps. When you first start riding jumps, the tabletop will be your introduction to riding. It's awesome because it's got the takeoff, the flat deck, and the landing. So you don't have to commit to catching air fully. You can start working your way up in baby steps. Gap jump. With gaps, it's a lot of fun because you have your takeoff, you have your landing, and nothing in between. You have to be 100% committed to fly across to the landing and land safely. This makes it beginner riders' worst enemy and advanced riders' best friend because they get that thrill of being higher up in the air than they would on a tabletop. For that reason, gap jumps are very popular on a lot of advanced trails. Step-up jump. I love step-up jumps because they're really confidence-inspiring for all levels of riders. Instead of going up and over and down like a big gap jump, you're only going uphill and then you're landing on a landing surface above you. So since you're going up in the air the whole time, you're landing slower. If you fall, you don't fall as fast or as hard, and it's great for learning tricks or just getting comfortable in the air. Step downs. Here's a step down. It's the complete opposite of a step up. I mean, look how high up my bike is up there. The takeoff is actually above my bike, and it's a curve that goes like this. So when I ride off it, I'm shooting up in the air above this hill and landing way down on this landing. This sort of feature is usually for advanced riders only, because when you land, you have way more speed than you took off with. So your bike control level has to be really high, and you have to be ready for it. Single track. Although not technically a trail feature, I have it in here because single track is a term you'll start hearing a lot of as a mountain biker. All it means is a single narrow ribbon of trail. And those are the major technical features in mountain biking. Now that you're aware of them, I can't wait to dive deeper into the lessons and teach you how to actually ride all these features.